you ever been on one of those trips that you think is one thing but ends up being another? Because that's how I went to me on my trip to Disney. It was something. Basically went to Disney to celebrate my birthday, and I thought nothing would go wrong. I was wrong. So we get to Disney from a 2-hour flight of Michigan to Florida. We finally get there, and I was so excited. I'm spending my birthday in Disney World. And it all started in that insect ride where the bug tries to tell the humans that the ants aren't as bad. And as soon as the spider bit showed up, I was mortified. So my parents let us out of there. A few years later, I was watching a YouTube, and the person I was watching said that when they went in the ride, they were fine with bugs. When they left the ride, they were terrified of bugs. Ironic, since the purpose of the ride or tour, whatever it's called, is to show people how bugs are good. The next story happened a little after the last one. And it was on an Avatar ride. Just to mention that in this period of my life, I had no idea what Avatar was. So, the land was all decorated and there was a bunch of cool stuff. And when the scene changed to the lab, something scared me. They had a whole fake body in there. Suddenly, I didn't want to get on the ride anymore. That terrified me a bit, just saying. And I was crying, telling my mom how I didn't want to go on the ride anymore. And I didn't. I waited right outside the door for my parents to come out. And when they did, they said it was a great ride and how I wished I was in there with them. And guess who wanted to go on the ride with them? Look, you can't blame me. I was 8 years old and had no sense of life. And yes, I see you in your couch cushion, look at the TV, what I'm saying. But luckily the staff were super nice and let us go in with the next group. And I gotta admit, it was one of the best rides in Disney. Now this next story is the reason I made this video, and Kelly, it was scary. He's fine now, and there is no reason to be worried at all. But in the Star Wars area of Disney, and just to mention here, my dad is a really big fan of Star Wars, and he was really excited to go on the Millennium Falcon. If you don't know what the Millennium Falcon is, just catch up on the series. Don't worry, it won't take that long. But as my dad was going down a pair of stairs, he fell down and hurt his leg. He said it was bleeding, but we had to call a medical van because he couldn't tolerate the pain that much. Just to remind you, I was 8 years old and saw my dad go into a medical van. Yeah, I wasn't having a good time. Luckily, 2 nice shop workers decided to come by and comfort me, since my mom was in the medical van helping my dad. They even gave me the Yoda and Chewie plushie that I showed in my video a few weeks ago. And after about 30 to 40-ish minutes, they let me go into the van. And let me tell you, the sight of seeing my dad and one of those weird hospital dads was quite the sight to see. Don't worry, he's fine now. You just have to sit in the wheelchair for the rest of the day. Even though, after all of this, I still had a magical time in Disney, I have to admit, it's one of the best birthdays of my life. So thank you for joining me in my mayhem, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Stay dorky, dorks.